Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham. We're with Hannah Barr. How are you, Hannah?
Hello. I'm well.
Good.
How are you?
Doing good. Good evening. I see you
Good
got a little
evening.
UK shirt on right there.
I
Huh?
do.
Yeah,
I
okay.
represent.
Yes. Nice. I like that. We actually just talked to them today about doing another video, so we're still working for UK a little bit.
Yay.
Thanks everybody for joining us. We got a great show to talk about on this episode, all about the Mandalorian and Grogu. We got a Super Bowl spot, and we just got a new trailer. So we'll break all that down. But thanks anyway for everything from our patrons, as always, for the support. If you want to join the Patreon there, go to patreon.com/insidetheforce. But yeah, thanks to everybody for all your comments and suggestions. Our last, speaking of real quick, our last episode where we actually it was our, it was our last episode. So Brandon mentioned, he said he hasn't watched the Mall trailer because he doesn't want expectations. So he didn't know when Maul's show was going to take place. So that's why he asked us about the time frame, about whether or not the Ghost Crew would be there or not.
Right.
But yeah, so we answered that question. I think Thrawn just said a lot of changes happening with Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney, hopefully for the better. Looking forward to see what happens over the next few years. So I think everybody's doing that. And then Thrawn mentioned we put a new Beyond the Saga out there, continuing the Star Wars comic series. Thrawn says he really enjoyed this graphic novel as well as the whole trilogy. Great way to bring Kira back, and loved her interactions with Leia, as you did. Boba Fett was awesome, and think it made sense. He had so much trouble delivering Solo to Jabba because so many bounty hunters were trying to collect the bounty. That whole series of War of the Bounty Hunters, which was fantastic. So that was that was our last. Is there anything on here? No. So that was our last thing we did. Like I said, we did do a Beyond the Saga. Got that out there for you all. So check that out. Martin and I are about to do some more council sessions, especially while you're away.
Yes.
But let's get into the big discussion that everybody's talking about now, is the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out May 22nd. And of course, so that means we're about 3 months away. And we got a trailer. They call it, a full trailer, but I would say it's still not necessarily a story trailer. It's really kind of just giving us a little bit more. But first, we haven't talked since the Super Bowl.
Do we really have to talk about the Super Bowl?
We got to say something. We got to talk
Besides the
about
Patriots losing, that was great.
It's true. It was a beatdown, actually.
Yes.
But I got to say, and I don't know, you probably maybe knew this or not, but I wasn't really expecting anything from the man. There were rumors that maybe we'd get a teaser trailer or another a TV spot, really a Mando TV spot, which like a mini trailer. Instead, I really. I'm going to let you go first. I really don't know what to say. So I'm going to react to what you say. Go ahead.
I work for the brand.
You watch it? Did you watch it while you were Did you see it when you were watching the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Okay. I figured you didn't. So when did you see it? You saw it?
I was scrolling on TikTok.
Okay.
So I work for the brand. I don't speak for the brand.
Yeah, right.
My opinions are mine and mine alone.
Yes.
What in the Clydesdale was that?
Yeah.
That's all I could think. I was like, oh, it's a weird beer commercial in space. Wait a minute.
Yep. Yep.
I was kind of
It,
like, okay, why? Like, I know there was probably a marketing ploy there, but I don't know what marketing ploy because these people, they're too smart.
mhm.
They're way smarter than that. So I almost wonder if they purposely did that to kind of throw people. And then they gave us this trailer to just the excitement.
Yeah. Here's so I'm watching the Super Bowl, and my daughter, my youngest daughter, who's 11, has really gotten into football over the last year or two because of
Oh,
me, right?
really?
Oh yeah, loves the Bengals. We go. I've taken her to a Bengals game every year. And this past year, I got her tickets to a night game, which is it's incredible to go to a night game because, stadium lights are on. They
Oh,
usually
yeah.
have it's just crazy good. It's so packed. So she loved it then. So anyway, she's like, I want to watch the Super Bowl with you. So we sat and watched. And of course, I told her, I was like, during the Super Bowl, you have to actually watch the commercials because they're all new ads and they're funny. And I really liked have you seen some of the commercials? Like the TurboTax one with Adrian Brody is like, I love that one. Have you seen that one?
I
Did you
have
see it?
not.
So good. He's like, he's just dramatic actor, and he's like, taxes are bad, and like, no, we're trying to say taxes are good. He's like, but I can't do that. It's like it's really good. Anyway, so we're watching this, and all of a sudden, this comes on, and I remember sitting there like, okay, so it's Mando and Grogu, and I'm hearing Sam Elliott do the voiceover, and I'm just
Which
like,
was, that's a choice.
it's definitely a choice, right?
Like, is he in it?
He's not in it. That's the
As I
thing. It's
said,
like,
it's a choice. They're too smart for this.
yeah, I guess, but it didn't register with me at all about it necessarily being I didn't think right away beer commercial or Clydesdales.
Oh,
I just saw Tauntauns, and I saw that, and I was really trying to sit. I was really expecting what we saw, and then it was going to kick into something,
okay.
but it didn't. The logo just came up, and I was like, "Wait a minute! Is that like a short?" Because there was a Minions and Monsters movie coming out here soon, and
Okay.
so yeah, the next Minions movie. Well, during the Super Bowl, they had like a commercial that showed a scene from it, and then that says, "Watch the trailer now." And so you go watch the full. I was
Smart.
kind of thinking like, where's the go watch the trailer at the end of that Grogu thing? And it didn't. I was like, and then I started thinking like, what did I just watch? And so I got on my phone, I watched it again, and that's when I was like, this is a beer commercial. They basically took a beer commercial from Budweiser that did the same exact thing during the Super Bowl like years ago, and they just recreated this with Tauntauns. And I was like, somebody had to pitch that, and somebody had to say yes, spend money on that. I'm telling you, I love Star Wars, but that is like the most confusing thing I've ever seen.
You want to know what should have aired during the Super Bowl? Was the trailer that dropped.
Yes. Or a portion of it, yes.
But there has to be a good marketing ploy, and that's where my mind goes. I'm like, what? What was the strategy behind it? And to be fair, what's worse than being talked about? Not being talked about. So what was the marketing ploy? Like,
I mean, I can
they're
only
smart.
yeah. What is it?
They're smart.
Who's smart?
Lucasfilms.
But don't you think this was probably their marketing agency?
But they have to be smart, right?
They don't have to be.
But no, they have to be. This is too simple. This is too Clydesdale.
But do you think it worked?
I don't know. I don't know what the ploy was.
It didn't work. There's no way it worked. I'll tell you right now, it didn't work. Because here's what you're trying to do. I get what they're trying to do. They are trying to appeal to the audience of the Super Bowl. Right?
Oh.
The audience of the Super Bowl is not Star Wars fans. It's not Star Wars fans. I happen to be, I think, an anomaly. I'm a huge football fan and I'm a Star Wars fan, right?
Excuse me.
Well, I'm sorry. We are an anomaly, but you don't watch the Super Bowl, so I don't know if you're a big football fan. I know you're an Eagles fan.
I only watch when my boys are playing.
I watch almost every football game.
True. Okay.
So
okay.
I will always watch the playoffs. I will watch the Super Bowl. So I feel like one of the anomalies out there where I will watch every football game and I will watch every piece of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
So I don't even know how many people, like 40 million people or something like that watch the Super Bowl. How many of those are Star Wars fans? Like, you know? So they're trying to give you something that the audience is used to, which is a Budweiser commercial, because Budweiser commercials have a very older person doing a VO, like a Sam Elliott. They're trying to be really meaningful and, dramatic and give you this sense of Americana and that, you got to have a Budweiser to be American kind of thing,
okay.
Right?
Okay.
So the only thing that they weren't pushing beer, they were pushing the Force, right? I mean, talking about handing the reins over to this little guy, right? So I don't think any football fan that is not really into Star Wars, I don't think they have any idea what they saw when they saw that.
Huh.
I think they thought, okay, because more than likely they've never seen The Mandalorian. They've never watched The Mandalorian. So they don't know who this guy even is. And then all of a sudden they see this Baby Yoda. I'm sure they probably heard of Baby Yoda, probably heard of seeing maybe their kids like, the little Grogu. But they have no idea that this movie's coming out. So the question becomes, when you're making an ad like that for an audience you think that is, the type of audience you think is watching the Super Bowl, the point of it is to make them want to go see the movie. Did that make anybody want to go see the movie?
You don't know.
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think you sold any tickets by putting that ad out there on the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion.
But then a handful of days later.
I see what you're doing.
Segue.
So
no, but
okay,
you make a very good point.
So to get past the Super Bowl part, I don't think that was, in my opinion, that was not a successful campaign.
I agree.
And then what's funny is that my question is, is this trailer a reaction to
Martin, you're right. I'm so excited for this movie.
Oh,
this was a movie trailer. We got a lot of sneak peeks of characters that we never thought we would see in this movie. I don't know. When I watched it, I was like, okay, let's go. I'm going the premiere weekend to see this movie. It got me hyped for it.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I am, look.
I remember your text.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to really share them here, but
You're not as excited as I am.
I'm excited, but I'm more excited that a Star Wars movie is going into theaters.
Right.
Than I am that Mandalorian and Grogu are going into theaters.
And that's kind of what I meant, because I get it. If you watch it from a certain point of view, it does seem like a hype trailer for Mandalorian season 4.
Yes.
It does seem like that.
Yeah.
But when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a movie. I can't tell you why. Maybe because it followed a similar formula to Rogue One or Solo or The Force Awakens. Like, it just did. So maybe I fell into that trap, but I'm very excited for it.
I'm excited. I mean, there's definitely.
I mean, heck, Embro is there.
Embro is there.
And Zeb.
Embo, yeah.
And potentially Baby Greedo?
Oh. Well,
it's not Baby Greedo. It's not.
Baby
It's not.
Greedo.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it's a joke on the internet. I saw.
Greedo. Yeah. Baby Greedo. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and I think, look, I think it's one of those things where, a little bit what was going on in our text messages was the cinematic feel of it,
Right.
And I think that's debatable. Because even though I think this has cinematic scenes in it, but I feel like if you're saying that, I don't know, I still feel like the first 3 seasons of Mandalorian were very cinematic. I think that's what really made it a better show.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because of the volume, you got like very cinematic. I mean, those shots on Tatooine are gorgeous.
And one thing I really appreciate about The Mandalorian is they really incorporated practical.
Totally.
With effects.
Yes.
It was great.
But we've been to a lot of different locations in The Mandalorian. And it's not like, because I feel like when you talk about being cinematic, you're broadening the horizon of the film. You're going to many locations. You're seeing many different creatures. You're seeing a bigger scope, and I feel like we've gotten that every season out of The Mandalorian. I feel like,
so cinematic means multi-world or many
not multi-world,
sets, or
just cinematic means you have bigger budgets, obviously, so you're able to see more of you're able to put more on screen than you are an isolated, show or something like that. When like on a show, you are handcuffed by the budget a lot, so you can't have as many characters as you want all the time. You're limited on maybe like how many locations you can be in because you can't move as much. On a film, the idea is that you have a bigger budget and you're able to bring the cinematic feel to it, right? Open it up more. And I think that's what our kind of conversation on the text was that this feels more cinematic. I mean, that's how I interpret it. I don't know if you have a different interpretation for what cinematic means.
I mean, I'm also someone who saw Iron Lung and thought it was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I heard good things about that. I haven't seen that
Oh
yet.
my gosh. Like, I'm sorry. Mark is bucking the whole Hollywood system with that movie.
Yeah, I heard that. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But because I saw that, I felt that was cinematic, even though it was technically one location. Technically.
So what do you mean by cinematic then in that sense? What made it cinematic?
I feel like cinematic is such
wouldn't
a
have
weird
made it
word.
cinematic? What
wouldn't have made it?
Yeah, like what would have made you say that's not cinematic? I mean,
I think it's the same thing you're saying in the sense of cinematic means it doesn't seem cheap. It seems like you spent a lot of money on it.
well, most of the time you are spending. I mean, movies that go into theaters are usually like multi-million dollar films, right?
This was a $3 million budget, and it's made over $50 million.
Yes, exactly.
So, and let's be honest, you can use a camera on your phone, and if you have the right lighting, the right set design, everything, you can make it cinematic. I think cinematic is such a subjective word. And actually, can we look at that word for a second?
Cinematic? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'll look it up. Cinematic.
Because when I hear that, I hear it's very artistic, it's not cheap, it's luxurious.
I mean, the definition technically right now just says relating to the cinema, having qualities, characteristics of films. You know, so it doesn't really. Let me see.
Well, that's boring.
Yeah, very. Let me see if Webster has a bigger one. Of or related to, suggestive or suitable for movies or the filming of movies. Filmed
so it's subjective.
And presented as a movie. So it's I think the term technically is meaning that movies that are presented in cinemas for like a big, made for the big screen kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Is what it means to be cinematic. Now that can range, like you said though, that can range because traditionally, movies that go into the theater usually have bigger budgets than what you deem as an independent film, which is what Iron Lung was an independent film.
Oh, it absolutely was.
It just happened to be able to be good enough. They took the risk of putting it in theaters, and it made the money.
So actually what happened was it was only in a limited number of cinemas, but because Mark has such a big following,
correct,
fans called their local theaters and said, get this movie into theaters.
That's right. But that's the crux of the, or that's the how do you say it? That's the opposite way to get a film in theaters, right?
Oh, it absolutely is. He proved that you don't need Hollywood backing your movie. You don't need a distributor. He self-distributed.
Well, that's not necessarily
once again
true.
A conversation for another day.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true. Because I couldn't do that because I don't have the following. So
right.
Like,
don't get me
wrong. If I have the money, I could put it in any theater I wanted to.
That is a huge part of it. He had a big following.
Absolutely.
So he was able to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, he cracked the code that most people can't crack right now.
I know.
So, but there's other examples where like Blair Witch Project was
Blair Witch.
Everybody remembers that.
Their marketing was amazing.
Amazing. And that movie made millions off of I think they only made that thing for like a couple 100,000.
And all they did was put out false blog posts about these kids disappearing.
Yep. Now, technically, if you think about it, that movie wasn't cinematic because it was made with found footage, and it wasn't made with like a cinema lens and cinema cameras.
So are we saying cinematic goes down to those specifics with regards to what camera you use, what lenses you use, all of that?
Traditionally, yes. That's what this definition is suggesting.
Okay.
Is cinematic means you're making it for the cinemas, the theater screens, which you need a bigger camera with a bigger higher quality camera, because there's your film before, back when it was like film. I mean, you had to, those were coming out at like 8K. Now digital cameras could shoot 8K, so you can kind of match that now. But there wasn't, like, the example I always go to when you talk about like low budget. I don't know if you remember the movie Crash that won the Oscar?
Yes.
So that movie, which if you watch it, gorgeous movie. The DP was out of the park, directors. I mean, it was like, if you watch that movie and you had no idea, you would say, especially with the cast that they had, like Brendan Fraser, Don Cheadle, Sandra Bullock. If you watch that movie, I remember watching it, and I remember watching it, and I thought, that is the best movie I'm going to see this year. It is the best movie I'm going to see here. And if you watch it, you're probably thinking it's at least a $50 million movie, maybe $100 million based on the cast they had. Do you know how much the budget was for that?
Under 10?
$6 million.
Yep, under 10.
You know why though? Because most of everybody, including the crew, deferred their payments.
Whoa.
Because they knew this was a winner.
They gambled?
They gambled.
Oh,
because
that's such a risk.
Because they read that script and they thought, this is an incredible movie. If this turns out to be anything that we think it's going to be, it is going to make a ton of money. It's going to make a ton of money. And it did. And it won the freaking Oscar. So I think that's just an example of, being able to spend less money, but still make, I guess, in a sense, a cinematic film that can be in theaters, right? But
Absolutely.
That's a very unique opportunity there. A unique
Absolutely.
situation.
The fact that you had that trust with your crew, holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very interesting. Okay, so aside from the whole cinematic thing, people can debate whether or not this is if this looks different than the show. I don't really think it looks that different. And honestly, I don't really want it to look that different.
Right, of course.
I want it to look like the Mandalorian and Grogu. But there are little things that stood out. I think you sent a great video over to me that really kind of highlighted some of the main things that was, part of this thing, which is, like you said, Hembo is in this thing, and people don't remember Hembo. He was a character from the Clone Wars.
Yes.
We do see Pedro Pascal's face.
We do.
How important is that to you? Is that important to you?
Depending on the context. Like, for him, I feel like that is the biggest deal ever, because that is deeply rooted in what he believes and what he was raised to believe. And because he never wavered from it, I think for him, it's a huge deal. So that makes me go, oh, what happened to make him be helmet-less?
Right. Let's see. We see Ardenian, which is kind of like basically what Rio was in Solo.
Right.
Who was voiced by Jon Favreau.
Yes, Rio was.
Rio.
But wasn't this one, someone claimed it was Martin Scorsese?
I heard that too. I think it's voiced by Martin Scorsese. I don't know if that's true, but I think I heard that too.
Okay.
The Hutt twins, of course, are in this as well. Same ones we saw in Boba Fett. They did. I don't think he's been identified, but there is that Imperial. They're calling him an Imperial warlord.
Right, which a lot of people assume we've seen.
We have seen him in season 3. That's correct, as in the holograms. And then I do believe that the main planets that we're seeing on here are Nar Shaddaa and Nal Hutta.
I agree.
Yep. I think that's where because we have seen that in the Clone Wars, and it's good. It's cool to see that now. And then, yes, we see Rada the Hutt.
Rada the Hutt, who is, whoa.
Swole.
He is swole.
Yes.
He is the definition of swole. You took out a dictionary, opened up to the word swole. It's him next to the Rock.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. If those who don't remember, he went by Stinky in the Clone Wars movie.
Wonderfully named.
Yeah. Zeb is here again.
Insane. Love that so much.
And he looks so good too.
He does.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And same voice actor, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Steve Bloom. Yep.
Yeah.
He is the same. So that's the great part about it is it's him, you know. It's like it's not like, I mean, it's kind of not the same with, you know, Ahsoka is not voiced by Ashley Eckstein, you know, it's Rosario now, but this is, you're able to bring the animated character to life with the same voice. I mean, it's like he just walked right out of the page, you know. Pretty interesting.
Which is why I think Bad Batch was so good, because Tamara Morrison, he didn't voice all of them, but he was a voice actor in it. So it helped bring that reality.
Yes. Yeah, true. That's true. Yep. So overall, I think, you know, very exciting trailer. I think there are a lot of stuff like we just went through that it shows. There's not a lot about the story or the plot right now yet, except, I mean, there's some things that, you know, they're talking about, you know, Sigourney Weaver's on there talking about not wanting to prevent another war, or trying to prevent another war, or not start another war.
Right.
So there's that. Why Mando and Grogu are kind of coming off retirement and getting back into this is still kind of a question mark. But I think my biggest question mark, and maybe they're saving this, is who's the bad guy in this? And
right.
Are we going to bring in Thrawn ultimately into this?
I think for me, what made this feel like a movie is because we know ultimately where this is leading, right? Or at least supposedly we know where this is leading. Mm-hmm. We know this is like almost an Avenger-ish type of dealio with all these movies. So for me, I always felt like, what is Mando's connection? Mm-hmm. Like, why would he care? And this movie made me go, oh, that's why he cares. And that's what ropes him into all of this. So, I don't know who the BPET is. Maybe it's the Hutts, but then it ends up being Maul. I don't know. No, Maul's dead at this point.
Maul's dead.
But it could be, like, what if it's, I don't know.
I mean, there has to be Thrawn. I mean, they have to tie Thrawn.
It has to be ultimately.
Yeah. I mean, I think it could be, you know, there's these Imperials, and, you know, these guys were the ones talking to Moff Gideon, you know, in season 3.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a continuation of that, you know, and then Thrawn is, you know, because I guess the big thing is we don't know exactly when this takes place, because this could be taking place at the same time as Thrawn and Ahsoka on this other galaxy, right? So
we have no idea.
Yeah, we have no idea. that could be a way to keep Thrawn out of this thing right now, is because he's not even in this galaxy right now. So, but I think this is going to culminate somewhere towards that. If this is going to set up like the movie Dave Filoni's putting together.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. I mean, the bottom line, I'm excited. I'm excited that Star Wars is getting back into theaters.
You're hesitant.
Well, you know, not hesitant. I mean, look, Mandalorian and Grogu is good. It's, you know, it's not my favorite though. So, I know it's your favorite. I think it's your favorite, right? Of the Disney Plus series.
It's my favorite season, but my favorite show is Andor.
It's Andor. Okay, right.
Season 1 specifically of Mandalorian.
Right.
Mandalorian.
So I think.
There's an echo in my ear.
Oh yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So yeah, I think you know, it's getting some attention now with this trailer, not the one we saw in the Super Bowl. So this is good for it. I hope it does well. Look, it has to do well because Star Wars belongs in theaters. So hopefully hopefully that sets up, you know, the next few films, which we're getting Starfighter, and we don't really know beyond that, maybe the Rey movie and things like that. So we'll see.
So speaking of Ryan Gosling and space, have you seen their trailer for Project Hail Mary?
I've seen a trailer, yes.
That made me more excited for Starfighter.
Ah, okay.
I was like, okay, I could see this now.
Yeah.
Because before I was like, I don't know. But now I'm like, okay, I see it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Starfighter. Definitely excited for Starfighter.
Yeah.
Okay, so going forward, we'll see about how we're gonna do some shows. Hannah's got to go to work, so we'll see what we can do. If Hannah's not here, Martin is gonna fill in for you. But
great.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But either way, she'll be back in a couple weeks. We are close to episode 500 here. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but we'll get there. I got a few weeks to think about it.
We'll think about it.
So travel safe, Hannah.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Bring me back something nice.
Of course.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed that trailer. Go watch it. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts on the whole cinematic process of filmmaking and whether or not this looks like a cinematic film versus just a Disney Plus show. But anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Dave.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody. Go check out all of our stuff on YouTube, and we'll see you next week. May the Force be with you.